a promising career on the gridiron, and a life cut short. The University of Utah confirmed Saturday breakout star running back Ty Jordan died at the age of 19. Jordan was a standout at West Mesquite High School. As news spread throughout North Texas, friends and fans took to social media offering memories and condolences, like Dana Drake Lorenza, who says, "Ty was a great kid. I just loved his smile and great attitude." Cheryl Millar said it simply, "R.I.P. Wrangler," a nod to his career at West Mesquite. Jordan made some of his biggest plays here, Mesquite Memorial Stadium. Co-District 7-5A Offensive Player of the Year as a senior and a 4-star ESPN recruit. In his first season at Utah, he was named the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year. But just days after receiving the honor, a friend tells WFAA Jordan was visiting North Texas for the holidays when he died. Utah head football coach Kyle Whittingham says words cannot express the devastation and heartache that our team is feeling right now upon learning of the tragic death of our teammate and brother Ty Jordan. Ty's personality and smile were infectious, and he made a huge impact on our program in the short time he was with us. He leaves an indelible mark on each of us, and our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and friends. The school's athletic director added, "Our priority is on supporting his family and the student athletes, coaches, and staff in our football program who are so deeply hurting right now." In Dallas, I'm Eric Alvarez.